been really cold a lot.
I'm getting hungry.
I don't know how many bowls of ice cream you and I have had together here. I was telling Dad this story the other day when I was 5 or 6. You know, he was a pilot, and you know, this was the early '60s, and the movie Swiss Family Robinson just came out.
Right.
So he took me to the movies. And, you know, he didn't have an opportunity to do that very often. So we went to this movie in the Heights Theater, and about 10 minutes into it, you got a phone call and you had to go fly. So, you know, he was really disappointed. And took me out to the car. I got in the car and I said, Dad, that was the best movie I've ever seen. So I was just happy with the first 10 minutes.
That's great.
And Dad and I flew together for almost 3 years, and we've got a lot of stories from that. In fact, if we have time and go by my mom's, I want to pick up his log books that have them. And we're making a video. We're going to interview a lot of people about the airport, about you, and about their own careers. And you gave flight tests to people. You gave flight tests to people, hundreds of them. And I want to contact some of these people because Dad went above and beyond what a normal guy would do. You know, if he felt, you know, they just made a mistake or that they just need a little bit more duel, he would teach them. And then if they performed the maneuver, I mean, he was that kind of guy.
Right.
And you knew whether you should do that or not, because if there were other aspects about them that made him uncomfortable, he wouldn't pass them.
Right.
You're a good man. You're my hero, Dad. You know that. Well, I appreciate that. You were going to have to give a speech or something? You don't like to give speeches, do you? You don't like to stand up in front of people. But it was like 3 pages, and it was about your aviation career. And at the end, it almost made me cry because you said probably your best years flying were when you flew with me. I think you probably wanted a loan. Shortly after that, asking for a loan or something. But me too. I mean, I learned so much from you, not just on how to fly an airplane, but your philosophy. And not to rush into things, that, you know, do things very methodically. You know, when I was a kid, you wanted to just, come on, let's get things done. Mm-hmm. And so I was a little frustrated at times. It took me years to figure out what that was all about. That's what I learned from you. And one more thing. Your best friend growing up, Paul McClure, I called him about a month ago. He lives down in Florida. He's a year younger than you, right? I think. That's about right. And when they were kids, they discovered their love for aviation at the same time. And they were going to build a sailplane, and they picked up this spruce tree, you know, that they were going to use to build it. Use spruce to build it. And, I guess Paul's dad found out and told my grandfather they didn't do it, but Paul flew B-24s during World War II over the hump. Are you familiar with that?
I'm not sure.
They were flying supplies from India to China, so they had to fly over the Himalayas.
Oh, over the hump.
Yeah, which was risky. Mm-hmm. I mean, I don't know the statistics, but the survival rate was pretty low. So he trained, I think it was just initial training with the Army Air Corps, and then he came back and flew with you. Yeah. And he put it much better than I did, but he said he learned more from you about technique and also philosophy behind flying than he did in all that other training. And he said he used what he learned from you for his whole career. And he couldn't say enough nice about Dad. Just, and Paul, he's 86, and he came to know Christ at the age of 70.
Wow.
He's a beautiful man, and I got to get down there and see him and just interview him because he has all these stories about World War II.
Please let me know when you're thinking about going down. If you're interested in a companion.
I won't have any vacation until after the first of the year, and I need to save up a little money. So
That's a ditto. That's why I said, please let me know.
Yeah.
Same.
Well, let's say somewhere
plan
after
that out.
January.
Yeah.
It would be nice to have somebody because I want to try to take as much time to make it look as good as we're going to make the rest of it.
Right.
And he really wants to see me. I mean, we connected like that. I knew him as a kid, but only just to talk to, and of course, when you're a kid, people like that are a little intimidating.
Right. Absolutely.
He said one time, well, that's why.